Hello, I'm Josh Taylor, and I did my final project over violence in pop culture. And before I go any further, I'd like to apologize about the quality of this video. But we'll just continue. My thesis statement is today's popular culture has been oversaturated with violence through an excessive use of explicit imagery in video games, TV, and music. On to my first point. I used my specific example for Grand Theft Auto and video games because kids can steal cars, assault, and kill people, and it's really just awful how many kids play this game and how just terrible it is. Well, kids can shoot people and go into strip clubs, and I don't think that children should be exposed to these kind of things at such a young age because this is kind of the only pop culture that they get. But here's just a trailer for that video game so you can really get a taste of how awesome it is.
A few weeks ago, I was happily sulking by my swimming pool. What do you want?
Just came by to see if there's something I can help you with.
I'm retired. My psychotic best friend shows up out of nowhere.
Nobody tells me what I want!
To torture me over mistakes I made over a decade ago. You back in the game? I guess.
Yes! Woo! Welcome back, man!
We're all professionals. We all know the score.
This is legit business. 401ks, tax returns, and all.
We're gonna move quick, and we're gonna keep cool.
My job, my score, get your own!
You are alone, you pathetic psychopath!
Those are group hugs out of the question.
Grand Theft Auto 5, coming soon.
As you can see, the villains in this video game are kind of made out to look like heroes, and you can see how that would be confusing for a young mind. On to my academic research for this first main point. It was written by Nicholas Carnegie and Craig A. Anderson, and the title of their journal is The Effects of Reward and Punishment in Violent Video Games on Aggressive Affect, Cognition, and Behavior. And basically, the research experiment was just that they had a bunch of kids play violent video games, and the first game rewarded violent behavior, the second punished them for it, and the third didn't do anything about it. And they just came to the conclusion, like everybody assumed, that the first game showed an increased aggressive behavior and thinking in the children because it rewarded their violent behavior. On to my second point, TV. People see more violence on TV and movies than ever before, and I think that people probably watch TV more now than ever. And my specific example for this would be Game of Thrones. It's just a super popular Netflix show right now that it seems like everyone's watching. And there's just an absurd amount of sex and violence in the show that's pretty overboard, and they receive a lot of criticism for it, and I'm not exactly sure why they have so much of it in there. But here's a fight scene from the show, and it has a pretty bad content towards the end of it, so just a little warning.
Você,
Gjvyfvjkfdtyujdrgcbj.
Mikey. Koto, sa?
Gjvyfvjkfdtyujdrgcbj. Carísimo.
Uzale, gjvyfvjkfdtyujdrgcbj.
And the sad part about that video is that's probably one of the less extreme violent scenes in there. But yeah, that's just a little bit of that. And the academic research portion for the television is also written by Craig A. Anderson and another guy named Leonard Berkowitz. And the title of their journal is The Influence of Media Violence on Youth. And basically, they came to the same conclusion that the people did with the video games, is just that violent television reveals unequivocal evidence that media violence increases the likelihood of aggressive and violent behavior in both immediate and long-term contexts. And basically, that just means that people watch violence on TV and end up acting the same way. And That's just it. And my last point is music. And the precedent for violence in rap lyrics and music videos is at an absurd level right now. These are a couple big rappers. Lil Wayne is on the bottom right, and Eazy-E is on the bottom left. And they're some of the most explicit artists that have ever rapped. And the things that they get away with are just mind-blowing. My academic research portion for this is written by Dennis Hurd, and the title of her journal is Changing Images of Violence in Rap Music, lyrics from 1979 to 1997. And basically, she just researched from the 80s to the 90s on how rap music developed and the amount of violence that was talked about in the songs. And she noticed a dramatic increase as it got toward the 2000s. And not only did they increase talking about violence, but they started shedding a more positive light on the violence, she thought. And basically, gangster rap has changed the way commercial, like the music industry acts, and it's sad what they basically can get away with now and what the precedent is for violence in rap music. So all in all, violence in popular culture leads to aggressiveness and violence in real life, and I think that there's way too much violence that people get away with in popular culture, and basically the norm now for what is too violent is beyond me. But that's all. Thank you.